Hey guys, and welcome to another top 10 countdown. Today we are looking at the top 10 most brutal torture techniques ever. Number 10. The Spanish Donkey. Whilst this torture device has a very weird name, it most certainly has a grim purpose. The victim would be made to straddle the apparatus, and over time, different sized weights would be added to the victim's ankles, eventually splitting them in half on the Spanish Donkey. Number 9. Flaying. This name doesn't sound as brutal as the others, but trust me, it is. This torture technique involves skinning the victim alive, usually keeping the flayed skin intact. Number 8. Kneecapping. The victim would have their knees shot at point blank with handguns. This technique was mainly used on small criminals and individuals with behaviour deemed unacceptable in order to teach them a lesson and paralyze them. Number 7. White torture. This is kind of psychological and emotional torture that some believe is the worst torture to ever be created. Instead of physical torture or being kept in confined space, the victim is tormented with sensory deprivation and isolation. Number 6. Chinese water torture. The victim has a bucket of water emptied onto their heads. However, it is not all done in one go. Instead, it is done a drop at a time. This technique is supposed to leave one frothing at the mouth and almost insane due to the fact you never know when the next drop will come. Number 5. Forced ingestion. This one is simple enough. The victim would have a liquid, normally water, forced down their throat and into their stomach. It would quickly become very uncomfortable and the victim could easily choke on the water. It also simulated a part of what drowning felt like. Number 4. The head crusher. The victim would have a metal helmet type frame put on their head with a connected metal plate put just below their jaw. The torturer would slowly twist the handle, making the gap between the two metal objects smaller. As this happened, the victim's head would, as the name suggests, have their heads crushed in the device. Number 3. The Pope's Pear. The device is essentially a claw device that has a handle that, when twisted, the claw widens. Female victims would have the pear placed in their vagina and stretched open, causing an immense amount of pain. What about the men, you ask? Well, because most men don't have a vagina, the pear would be put inside their rectums, causing a similar pain. Some people would have the device placed into their mouths instead. I don't know which one I would pick, but they all sound horrible. Number 2. The wheel. The victim was tied to the wheel, which had many spokes, and the wheel would turn very slowly. Whilst this was happening, torturers would normally use hammers to break the victim's bones. They would, more often than not, be left on the wheel to die. Number 1. Keel hauling. This was more of a pirate's favourite torture technique, to be honest. The victim, rather than walking the plank, would be tied to a rope and dragged under the ship's keel. If they didn't drown the first time round, they would be dragged under again. We have one last torture method. This is called the Syrian torture chamber. The victim would be placed in a box with their hands bound behind them. They would be put in an awkward and uncomfortable position and have the box angled and slightly elevated to make it even worse. Then, when they were fed, the food, normally such as something as boiled eggs, would roll to the bottom of the box and taunt the victim, who was most likely starving. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Bye!